Hi everybody, Tracy Brown here. Showing my shirt, and this is kind of an interesting story. Can you guys hear that gurgling? I apologize if you can. It's I think it's my pool filter making some gurgling noises, so I apologize if it's too loud. Um, anyway, I'm wearing this t-shirt here, and I thought, should I change my shirt? Because, this is essentially like a hanging out kind of shirt, and I was wondering is that unprofessional? And it made me think, oh, maybe that I need to look at do I need to impress you guys just by, this is the cutest shirt ever, by the way. My daughter painted it because we had a Father's Day fun run, which is basically up and down the driveway. And I love wearing this shirt. I wear it at least once a week, and it's just fun. And I'm mostly home working today, so I thought, why do I need to change my clothes just to do a video with my friends here? So I had to decide, well, maybe people might judge that or they might not, and I'm just going to let it be. So anyway, I just want to put that out there that I still had those moments of oh, maybe they're judging me because I didn't, wear a nicer shirt, or maybe that doesn't look professional, or I still haven't untied that thing, and whatever it is. So if you're having a thought about that means that that might be yours to look at in yourself, possibly. Could be that maybe I should change my shirt. I don't know. But this is how it's going today. So anyway, the title of this post come up for me, and, just remembering through my clients what it was like to start eating with more permission. So that might mean eating more. That might mean eating foods that I previously either wouldn't eat because of the diet mentality or because I was afraid I would binge on it. And so all that stuff is real. And what starts to happen is that if we start eating a bigger variety of foods and we are finding ourselves binging a little bit or a lot, or you're afraid you're going to, then you're definitely going to need to set up some support around that. Not blindly just go, okay, I'm going to eat all the things and not expect for things to not come up. They're going to come up. So restricting food, even if it's not like a hardcore diet or you wouldn't consider it any kind of more disordered eating, but you've just been kind of watching it, when you take the lid off any of those kind of either restriction or restrictive thinking, like maybe you're eating enough, but you're not letting yourself have enough of what you truly want, get full enough, whatever it is, you're going, and you start to actually eat more food, you're going to have more emotions come up. That's just how it is. Because food restricting is like a container that we put all these repressed feelings in, all these little pockets of things that have been there one day, one decade, decades, that are going to come up. And the opposite can happen if you have been using food restriction not to binge, and you start binging as soon as you add in the foods. It's not necessarily foods, it's just this backlash of all the deprivation, and deprivation is rooted in emotion. So you're going to have a lot of feelings come up. Oh my gosh, I'm eating the food, and I don't want it to end, so I better get all the food. Or, oh my gosh, I'm eating these foods, and I feel like I can't stop. And it's not because your brain's out of control. There's just so much process, underneath not having full attunement with ourselves, whether it's been with ourselves, maybe others having full attunement with us, and maybe that's been our whole lives, maybe that's been the last 5 months, 5 years, whatever. So, when I hear people say they're eating whatever they want and they feel terrible and they feel anxious or depressed all the time, don't do all this by yourself. It makes me really sad. You don't have to suffer so unnecessarily. Go to the doctor, go to the psychiatrist, go to a therapist, get a really, really, really good intuitive eating coach, and make sure that if you are getting support and that anxiety or that depression is not lifting just by having some support, then you need to go to the doctor. Absolutely. Do not let that linger. That's not necessary. But the thing is to just understand that when you're doing full permission, that doesn't mean that you don't try to listen to your body for what would feel good. It's more about if you don't know what's going to feel good, then you might need to go back to just some very basics around having a little bit of all kinds of foods that you think you might like. You don't even have to know if you're going to like it. It's like using some past times where like, oh, I ate that meal and that felt pretty good. And I don't know if this is going to cut it in terms of satisfaction, but I'm going to give it a try. I think sometimes we get a little paralyzed by, well, I don't know if it's going to be the right thing, so I'm just going to put it off or I'm not going to do it. And the truth is we've just got to try it and get some experiments under our belt, so to speak, to be able to know, like, well, okay, that doesn't quite work in that situation. If you're feeling like you just can't do that again, you need to get some support because, again, I don't know too many people who have walked this journey totally on their own and have totally been able to make peace with their food, all those kind of things. So yeah, I just want to put all that out there that I remember. Like, it's almost like sometimes it feels worse before it feels better. And I remember that period lasting for me, at least 2 months, if not longer. Definitely it was a pretty rough first couple months. And then months 3, a little better, months 4 and 5, and things got better over the course of, I'd say, about 9 months. And then, like, after I kind of really started to inch out into life a little bit more, then, that's where a lot more challenges in life came up, and I had lots of ups and downs over those next several years, as a lot of you know about listening or reading stuff about my story. But I just want to put it out there too. If you're really struggling, don't let that linger, because it doesn't have to be that way. Speak up about it. I guess that's all I want to say about that, is that, like, it's normal for more feelings to come up. It's normal to feel like you don't know what you want. And so you don't have to know, but it's about being willing to be curious. And I think all of you know, like, if you're looking at how your food is right now and you're seeing some spots where you know deep down that you're probably not eating enough, or you know deep down that if you don't know how much you should be eating, it's not going to hurt to eat a few more bites and check in and see what happens. And that's what I always say too, is like, if you're not sure, people say if you're not sure you're hungry, you're probably not. That's not always true. I think if you don't know if you're hungry, you should check in with how you're doing, but also, if I don't know, what's 2 more bites going to hurt to check in and see if I can feel something a little bit more? And if you still don't feel much of anything, 2 bites isn't probably enough. You could try a couple more. You could also say, before I keep going with this, let's just check in. How am I doing? And hypothetically, if I don't know, if I could be an outsider looking from the outside in at my life, or what I'm thinking about, what's my life like, could I see any discomfort anywhere? And if the answer is yes, if your life is not like the largest percentage feeling pretty content, then there's probably some things that are bugging you that either, I was toward the queen of denial, by the way, so there's no judgment about that, but I would push aside. I was really good at pushing away anxiety. In fact, I'm like, well, what's anxious? What's angry? I don't even know what that is. I was really good at that. And so if you could look at your life and see some places where it's like, yeah, that's not really that cool, and it's interesting that you didn't react in a way that maybe most people would react or act or feel, then you know that there's something going on. And that could be the root of some of your struggles with being connected with food as well. So just want to leave that for that today. You all, I'm happy to help if you need further help with things. And I think that's it. I'm always open. I would love your likes, your hearts, your questions, your concerns, what you want more of. So that's it for today. Thank you so much, y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye.